Brotherhood can do things together. But then when you add mishpacha to it as well, by having Mr. Baranek and Mark and Lisa Cicero all together to help educate and teach us and to further our education, it makes it even that much more special. So without further ado, I welcome all of you and Mark, why don't you take it away?
Okay, thank you so much, Kim. And I'm going to ask everyone please to mute themselves.
You too, Dad. I'll talk to you in the morning. Sleep well. Sleep well.
And we'll speak to Dad in the morning too, but everyone please mute themselves. Thank you. Beautiful.
And Mr. Baranek, I would just like to thank my ninth graders, my ninth grade confirmation class. I know some of you are here and I want to thank you for signing in. This is an important program. Thank you.
Thank you, Rabbi Davis, and thank you for bringing, I see some of the ninth graders here. It's really nice to see so many of you here with us tonight. I want to thank the Sisterhood leadership, Phyllis and Kim, and the Brotherhood chair, Josh Lawrence, for putting this all together. We're very honored to be here. In a minute, I'll introduce you to Lisa Cicero, who's the co-writer of the book, and then of course you're going to get to meet my father, Martin, and he will be here with Lisa in just a few minutes. But I thought I'd begin by saying a few words about why we're doing it specifically this week, why this program is taking place tonight, the week of January 25th, 26th, 27th. January 27th marks a day called International Holocaust Remembrance Day. And it's a day that was instituted by the United Nations back in the early 2000s. And it marks the anniversary of the liberation of Auschwitz in 1945 that took place on January 27th, in which tonight you'll hear my dad was in that liberation and then put on the death march. This is different from Yom HaShoah, which many of you are familiar with. Yom HaShoah is Holocaust Memorial Day, and that takes place a week before Israel's Independence Day, about a week after Passover. And that's a day that's been put in the calendar throughout the history of modern Israel, beginning in 1948. And that's a day that's marked, it's a very solemn day in Israel. And that's in difference from the day that we are marking this week. I know the local Holocaust Memorial on Miami Beach has a program on Wednesday. And a year ago, and I know Lisa will speak about it in a few minutes, a year ago to the day, we were in New Orleans, and my dad and Lisa spoke at the really moving, impacting World War II Museum in New Orleans, Louisiana. And they'll talk about that in a few minutes. But we thought we would begin the program tonight with a short video that will give you sort of an overview of where my dad comes from. And to mark the 70th anniversary of the liberation of Auschwitz, which took place in 2015. And last night, Lisa and I were speaking, and we said it was 5 years, but in reality, it's 6 years. And it's amazing how quickly time flies by. So in 2015, to mark the 70th anniversary of the liberation of Auschwitz, my father and Howard were among a few Canadian survivors to be invited back to Poland for a ceremony that would take place at Auschwitz, Birkenau. But as part of the trip, they got to go back to their hometown, a small town of Wierzbnik. And this short video will give you just a little glimpse back. The video is called The Homecoming. Please watch.
It's a sad story. 70 years later, I still have bad dreams. Marty and I come from the same place. Starokovice. It was a town of about 20,000 people. About 850, 900 Jewish families. And they just disappeared. Just disappeared.
You might to see my face
It's
too.
almost
So
unbelievable.
where is this, Donna? Sure. I don't.
Now you'll say, "You crazy? You're going to Poland for 3 days, sitting so many hours on a plane, and 2 days late, 3 days later, you're going back?" I said, "It's worth every bit of it. It's very important that my parents, my townspeople, all the Jews who were massacred en masse, that they're not forgotten." Going to Starokovice before the war was called Wierzbicz, and now it's called Starokovice. And I think every third or fourth person was Jewish there. We were almost 4,000 Jews in that town, and there isn't a single Jew there now. I had 16 cousins from such a big family, and only one left. I was born in August of 1930. I am the elder of 2 kids in our family. I've lived a quite good life in Poland. My mother had a grocery store. My father had a business, everything that involved building houses. At one period of time, I went to school with Howard, the Jewish school. He was taller than me, not today, but then he was taller than me. We knew each other. And I remember going to their house because they had a radio. We never had a radio. So we used to go to the radio there. We did feel anti-Semitism. We used to go to school in groups because if Jewish kids went to school on their own, usually they were roughed up by the Christian kids. The Poles didn't love the Jews. Before the war in Poland, Jews could not hold public office. I don't think in my set of mind that the Jews were ever accepted as equal citizens here. But at the time, we got used to it, and we lived with it. This is where the Jewish area was. All these houses. Where was the shul? Here or here? The shul was further. Just a little further. You see this? The street called Pilsudskiego. That was the street. Saturday afternoon, everybody would go for a walk. That was the entertainment of the week. Go for a walk on Pilsudskiego. The older people, they used to go for a walk. The young people, they used to go out of town and play football. Here was Nasal. He had a delicatessen. Remember, he was selling delicatessen. You had the kosher butcher shops all around, all around the corner. This This used to be our house. This was our store, and our living quarters. One of the rooms was a store. We operated a general store. My father was a wholesale flower dealer, so he also operated out of this store. We were a family of 4 children, and the oldest being a sister, and I was the middle of 3 brothers. We lived a happy